ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं मवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पद आनः शृण्वन्नोदिभिस्सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीरामवित्रयवतो महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। तिन्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्त्रेषु मूर्जन्तुहानां धेनुर्वागस्मानुपतिष्ठितैतु व्यासं प्रतिष्ठरप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। शिवशक्तितमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मश्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रीललितामहात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्रीचन्द्रमौळीश्वराय नमः। काञ्चीकामकोटिपीठाधिपति जगद्गुरु श्रीशङ्कराचार्य श्रीचरणयोः प्रणामाः। स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिलभूमण्डलालङ्कारत्रयत्रिंशत्कोटिदेवता सेवित श्रीकामाक्षी देवी सनाथ श्रीमदेकाम्रनाथ श्रीमहादेवी सनाथ श्रीहस्तिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार सत्यव्रत नामाङ्कित काञ्ची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदा मठसुस्थितानाम् अतुलितसुधारसमाधुर्य कमलासन कामिनी धम्मिल्ल सम्फुल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निष्यन्द मकरन्दझरि सौवस्तिक वाङ्निकुम्भ विजृम्भणानन्द तुन्दिलति मनीषि मण्डलानाम् अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानां निरन्तरालङ्कृतीकृत शान्तिदान्ति भूम्नां सकल भुवन चक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्रीचक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्यात यशोलङ्कृतानां निखिल पाषण्ड षण्ड कंठकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेद वेदांत मार्ग षण्मत प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणां श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्री जगद्गुरु श्रीमत् शंकर भगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् चंद्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्तेवासिवर्य श्रीमत् शंकर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च चरणनलिनयोः सप्रश्रयं साञ्जलिबन्धं च नमस्कुर्मः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. We stopped at shloka number 50 last time. So I'm going to start from shloka number 51. Dharma guddharma kruddharmi sadasaksharamaksharam. Dharma gub is Balaraman bowed half. Gub dharma krud dharmi sadasat kshara maksharam. It is aksharam. So sadasat kshara maksharam. Abhignata sahasramshur vidhata kritalakshana. Avignata sahasramshur vidhata kritalakshana. Sahasramshur anunasika varnam, because after the anuswara it is sha. So this shloka, overall the general meaning is that the Lord is the protector of the dharma. He is also the maker of dharma. He is the bearer of dharma. Bearer. He is both real and unreal. He is both perishable and imperishable. He is the unknowable. He is of 1,000 rays, RAYS. He is the dispenser. Dispenser of what? We will get to know. And he is of accomplished marks. That also we will know what it is. So, in the morning class, we went into a longer discussion, but I will keep it short here. If you are more interested, you can watch the morning class video. Most people talk eloquently about karma. And some of them who get into a little bit of spirituality talk about prarabdha karma and other karmas. Slightly spiritual people, slightly enlightened people start talking about dharma. In reality, these two are inseparable twins. Karma goes with dharma and dharma goes with karma. So, In India, it seems there is a misunderstanding of people that wherever you say dharma, it means to them only religion comes to their mind. Whereas when you talk of Sanatana Dharma, never call it as a religion. This is not written by one god or one prophet or one uh, god as other faiths believe. Sanatana Dharma is nothing but a documentation of one's way of life, what is nature around us, how it was created, how do we relate to it, and how do we respond to it, the nature. What are our duties and responsibilities? That is what Sanatana Dharma is all about. And as most of you know, once we launch the Vedic Sampradaya Vidyapitha, you will see very, very entertaining, interesting facts that are being shared in a very structured manner. And it is free, so anybody can join and learn at their own pace. There is no exam, there's no certification, etc. I do encourage all of you and your next generation or next to next generation to definitely log in and put yourself through a formal education, because every document or course content, whether it is a video as a podcast or just the PDF, which is the course basic content, will be at least a 30-40 page on the topic on the course. And each course will have about nearly 10 to 12 episodes minimum of video going into elaborate explanation of what is Sanatana Dharma in a very hierarchical fashion. So that itself will make it clear to you, when we say dharma, it is not religion. We can't even dilute it by saying it is our duty, or we can't even dilute it by saying it is our responsibility. It is more than a duty and responsibility. And it's extremely tied closely to karma and your ability to get liberation or moksha from this cycle of life and birth. Barring one individual that openly told me, Kumarji, I love you and I respect you so much, but don't worry about it. I'm not interested in moksha this janma. I'm okay to be born again as a human being. So there are also people who do that, say that, but there are most of us who want to pursue moksha or liberation, but we are not very confident of ourselves. Can I get it? Am I qualified to make it? Do I have the necessary skills to do it? My answer is simple: unless you attempt it, you will never know. So, better to attempt it in a very educated fashion with a guide, the guru. Content will be made available to you, and that's the best God can do to help you. So, Dharma by itself is a very big world. There is a whole book which codifies our Dharma as a human being. Codified in the sense it gives you lots of rules. If this, then do this. If this, then do this. But it is not a bunch of rules bulleted in a book. It explains you in a very hierarchical fashion. Though there are so many rules, what supersedes when, in what context, and for whom and by whom. And that is what is most important. It's not a one single answer. So, morning, I gave an example and then I was almost caught by all the people who attended. I gave an example of saying, on one side, your wife needs help in something very urgent and important, and on the other side, your child needs help, which is equally important and urgent. Under such circumstances, as a person who is an emotional person or a human being, if you are not educated enough, or if you have not enlightened yourself with all these scriptures and the rules which are available to us free of cost, you will be confused and you'll be making some random decisions, emotional decisions. And you think that you're doing the right job. You may not be. I just post this example and then everybody wanted an answer online on YouTube. I said I want to live a very peaceful life and enjoy my family life as long as I'm alive. So I don't want to probably answer those questions on YouTube live. Jokes apart, I encourage every one of you to learn a little bit from now on, at least so you have basic understanding. Another example I can give you, your children, you love them so much and you don't want them to get hurt, lose. You want them to always win, succeed. Let's say they're married, they live in their own home, they have their own kids, you have grandkids. If you poke your nose in everyday's affairs in the name that you want to protect your child and the grandchild and so on and so forth, and you take positions in the name of blood relation, blood, etc., there are lots of things, DNA, blood, genetics, common terminology used to justify our actions. So whether getting to poke your nose in their affairs and life is your dharma, or to stay away and let them live their life is your dharma. So you have such questions coming in front of you every day, and it is better that you have knowledge about it and you are able to implement it successfully if you want really knowledge, enlightenment, and moksha. So USA team is always very matured. They don't ask me tough questions, so I'm glad nobody asked me tough questions as to what the answer is. By the way, we just started Shloka 51. So, Dharma Gup means the protector of Dharma. Dharmakrit, he is the maker of Dharma. If you take Mahabharata, Lord Krishna says the whole war is about establishing Dharma over Adharma. That also leads to another point which I didn't speak in the morning. You can say, I am following Dharma to the extent possible. I'm doing my Dharma within my capacity, and you can qualify yourself, restrict yourself, protect yourself, and feel good based on put some boundary conditions of your own, which may or may not be compliant with the Dharma Shastra, but it gives you peace of mind. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my Dharma. I'm always very knowledgeable and close to my people, and I don't let go of any Dharma. You need to really ask those questions, whether you know it or not. Because if you think you're practicing Dharma, and if you see that there are things happening around you, within your family or around your family, your neighbors, where there is a lot of adharma going on, our general tendency is to, it is their problem, let me mind my own business. Or somebody is getting badly beaten up. Some poor human being or a lady is getting bullied by something stronger and richer on the road. This whole concept of dharma kicks in, whether you like it or not. You can say, what can I do? I have my job, I have my family to protect, so that is my dharma. So that is where the hierarchy of dharma comes in. You have to be very honest to yourself whether there is sense of urgency at home that you have to take care of, or you have to turn a blind eye to what is happening on the other side, because people who recognize adharma happening and remaining silent, not acting, are also party to the adharma. So it's a very interesting topic which I will expand in a big way in VSV, Vedic Sampradaya Vidyapita. But I think you all should start learning something about it and honestly implementing it in your day to day life. You don't have to take the world's problem on your head, but create time to think seriously what is your actual dharma in such matters. So you're not a dharma bearer, but you are going to help the Lord in upkeeping the dharma by contributing your tiny bit. Instead of saying everything will be taken care of by God, including your own problems. Right? There's a whole bunch of people that live their life, why should I do anything? God is there, God will take care of me. And it sounds very natural And I've asked them, if God is going to take care of you every time, why do you ever land into trouble or a hospital? Why do you fall sick? You should not be going through any challenge at all. Or that I don't know. I said, maybe I have to ask God also answer for that. They'll just laugh it off. So, education is very important. That is the purpose of going through all these learnings which you're religiously attending at 9 p.m. every week. There has to be a return on that investment by enhanced knowledge. So, he is the Dharmakrita, he is the maker of Dharma. He decides. Dharmi, he who upholds Dharma in himself. So if he lays down a rule and he doesn't practice himself what dharma he laid down, doesn't make sense. Nobody is going to follow if your leader doesn't follow. So what is Mahabharata all about? That he takes the avatara to stop the adharma and help dharma win over adharma. So don't look at Mahabharata as a Yashraj serial. I would have watched it about 40 to 50 times till now, because every episode, everything, though they've shot it very well, but you get a lot of meaning when you watch those serials, a lot of insights for your own life. So I do a lot of learning in that. I would recommend you also to do it. So Sad Asat, he who is both the real and the apparently unreal of samsara. As long as you are trapped into the Maya, into the world of five senses and Sthula Sharira, and you don't have even the lower level knowledge, then you will see everything that is around you as a Maya, which is unreal in the samsara that you live. That Maya is also him. As much as he is the real God, the truth, ultimate truth, is also the unreal of samsara. Ksharam Aksharam, the perishable and the imperishable. Avijñata, the unknowable, is what I said in the beginning, the meaning of the shloka. The real meaning is he is unknowable to the unawakened. I think I've briefly mentioned in this Vishnu Sahasranamam class also, but more into Mundaka Upanishad, how we all live through those five senses, to believe or do anything. I have to see it to believe it. I have to touch it to believe it. I have to smell it to believe it. So you don't really go to the Sukshma Sharira or concept of realization. Everything for you is experience. I need to see, etc. All those five audio video tools will put an impression in your head. That impression will be read by buddhi attached with ahankara, makes it your experience, memory. And that memory drives your personality, behavior, health, wealth, everything. If that memory is bad and you're suffering from deep trauma, it's going to finish off your endocrine system. Then you take medicines, you further mess up your system, the body chemistry. So it's very important to learn these things, how these topics are dealt with in our Sanatana Dharma, and how they are prescribed solutions to deal with that and come out of it. And on a side note, again, I want to make an announcement that though there are 9 schools and 4 levels, where Sanatana Dharma will be expounded in detail in a very systematic way, I'm also building a research document on important topics that are very relevant to all of us. For example, what is ego and how you are trapped into ego, and you don't even realize that you are trapped into your ego and it is hurting you. How to recognize it, how to do a diagnostic check yourself, and how to find solutions using Sanatana Dharma principles. And it's not a laughing matter, because if you really practice those things like nyasa, meditation, japa, etc., you will know how overall it builds you or prepares you to deal with all those issues. because this ego hurts you in your day-to-day life, and you don't, some many of you don't even know that or realize it. I don't have any ego, I have no problem, I don't have any stress. No, you can keep on living in a state of denial, but if it hurts big time, because it hurts you and it hurts your family, friends, and relatives in your around you that are interacting with you. So there is a research document on that with the infographic. Then similarly, mental entrapment. There are many people who believe that, this is my dharma, is it not? And they start doing many things that they are not required to do. And that comes out of a mental entrapment syndrome. So there's a research document on that with infographic. Then trauma to healing. This is another topic that we all love to ignore. Oh, I don't have any trauma. Nothing, no problem. I'm cool. Trust me, I'm a counselor for 45 plus years. I interact with a lot of families that put up a facade of happiness. Internally, when you see, they're suffering. And I'm not saying this to belittle those people who are suffering. My opinion, every one of us, including me, my family, we are all suffering in some sense or not. The degree of suffering could be varied, and it could be a roller coaster. It's not suffering all the time, but it could be a roller coaster. And even when you're in a high or when you're in a low, you need to have tools that should prepare you to deal with those situations equally in a very calm manner. So, trauma to healing is another topic. And everywhere possible, I've given scientific references how modern day science or philosophy, Western philosophy addresses it, how modern day science gives solutions, and what is comparable solutions in Sanatana Dharma. So, stress is another topic. So, these are all documents that are very informative. And those who are very deeply interested, you can message me one on one, and I can release it ahead of time for you, as long as I can trust you that you don't release it to the social media on your own before it is actually QC'd and properly released in the curriculum of VSV. So you can message me if you're interested. So, Avijñata. He is unknowable. That means you can't find God. You can't realize, you can't know God. You can't see God or engage Him unless you go through the process of realization. So another misconception which I have explained, people think you get moksha only after you die. So people wait, and that time also when you actually die, people don't say get moksha. Om Shanti or moksha is not done because they are too busy. They'll just say RIP. You know, I'm a crazy guy. I feel very, very bad when somebody writes RIP. I just ask them, don't you love the person who just passed? Of course. I said, then why are you cursing them by saying RIP? How many of you know what is RIP and whether it is good or bad?
Sanatan Dharma, we don't say that. That is not what we say, at least Om Shanti or Om Sadgati, because the journey is on. You don't say rest in peace. It's not like finished. It's a journey. So it's just you're casting your body. Correct. The soul still has its journey. Correct. So you say Om Sadgati or Om Shanti.
We want the soul to move on to a better world. We want the soul to move, regardless of what it is.
Yes.
So it's a curse when you say rest in peace. And we do that without even realizing why we write it. What is the difference? So there is a fundamental difference in Sanatana Dharma versus the other religions that has come after many, many millenniums. Especially the Abrahamic beliefs is there are no punarjanma. There's only one life. Simple. You live your life. During your life, you can go and confess, and confession should be wiping off your sins. And when you pass, you are supposed to be put in a casket, not cremated or burnt, but preserved in a casket and buried underground. Okay? So, homework again. Though I said Abrahamic religion, there is one other religion that is not doing the burial, but they also don't do cremation like us. So, do that as a homework and find out what is that religion that does neither the burial nor the cremation. Our system is the Amazon packaging carton, that is the Sthula Sharira, of absolutely no use. As long as you're alive, it keeps you entrapped in Maya. When you're dead, it is a decaying component of no use to anybody, it's a nuisance value. But it has come from the Panchabhutas. So our system concept is that we believe that it has to go back to Bhumata Bhudevi who lent it to us. It's a lease. So we have to give it back to her. Which is why we don't sign up organ donation in our systems. You cannot donate something that you don't own.
And this is something I didn't know this.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Our system, there is no concept of, we don't encourage organ donation. And somebody will say how backward you are. Very, very convincing argument. How backward you are. Oh my God. What is going to be done with your eyes or organs after you die? Why can't you give life to somebody? Two questions that need to be honestly asked. Very, very honestly. How do you know by giving that organ you are giving a better life to the person that is receiving it? Is your fundamental question that you need to ask. A, if that person actually is better off by extending life on this planet Earth, God would have created him or her like that. Maybe God wanted that person to be there only for a few years to finish off the pending work, get liberation, moksha, and travel to a better world. There are 14 worlds. Go upwards. By giving extended life, maybe you are putting that person through additional torture instead of helping that person. And if you think this is theory, talk to people who have had transplants. Because when you donate, somebody has to take it, no? So you don't have to be a doctor or a pharmacy expert to understand these basics. Just talk to them. What happens and how is the process conducted? Because this software and hardware, it's a most advanced software. Neither Apple, Google, Microsoft, anybody can create a software like this. It is so well programmed that you put a small metal in your system, extraneous object, the whole system will attack it to reject it. So when God has created and God is doing his job, is it okay for us to take his job? Say, okay, you create and you decide when the other person will go pass. I'm going to now extend it by virtue of giving my organ or whatever. So talk to the people. If you have a liver transplant or a heart transplant or a kidney transplant, what is the life after transplant? You have to interact with those people very closely to understand. I'll give you a hint. In order for the organ, the external organ of somebody else being fitted in your system, in your software, they lower your immunity levels so that your systems really don't attack that new organ as if it is an enemy. So they're fooling your immunity system by lowering it. Now you're smart enough to know if I lower it for the sake of accommodating that organ, what else am I exposing myself to? And what kind of a life do I live? I'll just close it with one thing. Somebody who got a kidney transplant never went back to India or out of USA. Yes, he was living a fantastic life here, so-called fantastic life, but never be able to go to India because infection rate is high. He'll die. So these are the points where education matters. Whether thinking as per the Sanatana Dharma principles is backward or more advanced and responsible. And especially if you get embarrassed by people or humiliated by people to say how backward you are, how backward, don't get influenced or come under pressure. If you know the system, if you are an informed person, educated person, you can rationalize with people. And above all, you're not accountable to anybody. If somebody wants to understand it, good. If they don't want to understand, you can't teach somebody who is closing the eyes and pretending to be asleep. You can't help that person. You just have to leave them after some point. Okay, you are on your own, I'm on my own. So this whole dharma concept is a very beautiful concept. I think I've given you much more input than what I spent in the morning class. It must help you. So moksha is attainable when you're alive. That is managing the Kundalini Shakti. When you bring it up to this point, Vishuddha Chakra, you are on the entrance to moksha. You'll see lots of changes. And once you take it high and you really attain moksha when you're alive, you're already called a Mahapurusha, because they can lower the Kundalini energy back to Muladhara, again raise it up, again lower it at will. But those people live a different life, different caliber. For them, everything is not about anatomy and gender. They are way beyond that physical, anatomical assessment of human beings. Because if you take the anatomy out, the physical structure out, behind the physical structure, whether it is man or woman, the Nadi, Chakra, Prana principles are all the same. But we spent our entire life on the anatomical Stula Sharira part, and we live our life purely on that. So take a deep breath and see with these kind of information how it changes your mind, and you can become smart and embark on the path of moksha. So you are unknowable to the unawakened. So unless you come to that liberated part, unless you move from the lower level knowledge to practicing higher level knowledge through sadhana, you will not be able to realize God. God is within you. So you have to move from experience based system to realization. Until then, he is unknowable to you. He is knowable to you as Maya. Once you cross that boundary, you know the God, and he is knowable or is known to you. That is what it means here. Sahasramshuhu, of 1,000 rays, RAYS, of the cosmic sun. Vidhata, I said dispenser when I explained the shloka meaning. Dispenser of what? Dispenser of karmic fruits, phalan, benefits or prasadam. If you do good deeds, you'll get good karma. Krita lakshanaha, he in whom every accomplished mark is set. So in this shloka, dharma and ontology converge. Two very odd combination, but they converge. Shloka number 52. Gabhastine satvastas Sinho bhuta maheshwarah. Sinho, anunasika. After anuswara it is ha, so anunasika. Gabhasti, one word. Nemihi will become nemis. Sat twastas. There are two its there. Swasthas, tha is hard. Thaha will become thas because it is followed by si. Bhuta maha ishwarah becomes maheshwarah. So gabhastine mis satvasthas Sinho bhuta maheshwarah Adidevo Mahadevo Devesho Devabhrad Guruhu Adidevo Mahadevo Devesho Devabhrad Guruhu. The meaning of this shloka in the literal sense is he is the rim of the sun disk. He is established in sattva. He is the lion. He is the great Lord of beings. He is the primal God, Adi Devo. He is the great God, Mahadevo. He is the Lord of the gods, Devesho. He is the sustainer of gods, and he is the teacher. He is also the Guru. So Gabhasti Nemihi means the rim of the cosmic disk of sun rays. Sattvastaha, firmly established in Sattva. Do a homework and find out what is Sattva in this context. Simha, Simhaha means the lion. Actual reference is to the lion. It's also reference to the Narasimha Avatara. Bhuta Maheshwaraha, great lord of beings. Adidevo, primal god. Mahadevaha, the great god. Deveshaha, lord of gods. Devabhrit, sustainer of gods. And Guruhu, the teacher of all. So, very strange combination of attributes converge in the shloka, that is sattva, sovereignty, and pedagogy. Shloka number 53. Uttaro gopatirgopta jnanagamyah puratanah. Uttaro gopatirgopta jnanagamyah puratanah. शरीरभूतभृद्भोक्ता कपीन्द्रो भूरिदक्षिणः. शरीरभूतभृद्भोक्ता कपीन्द्रो भूरिदक्षिणः. The literal meaning of this shloka, number 53, is He is the one beyond, above and beyond. We say, right? Above and beyond. Lord of cows. When we say above and beyond, is again a very powerful meaning. I see many people whom I interact with, they compare themselves to God because we have defined God as a two-handed, two-legged human being with a face, ears, everything. So it's very natural for us to say, oh, he's also like a human being. I said, don't go by the description. That whole definition was given much recently. For millenniums, that definition didn't exist. So don't make the mistake of comparing yourself with God. Very, very important. He is the Lord of cows, COWS. He is the protector. And how can you attain him? You can attain him only through knowledge. You cannot attain him without knowledge. So knowledge is essential. You're all already committed to attending so many classes in a week. That itself is a great step that you are trying to derive or get knowledge through as many sources as possible, through leveraging all the opportunity that is available to you. So that is not a wasteful effort. Only when you put in effort to attain knowledge will you be able to reach God. He is the ancient. Ancient means there was nothing before him. He is the bearer of bodies and beings. He is the enjoyer. He is the lord of the monkeys. See, suddenly, all of a sudden, one attribute comes up. He's the lord of the monkeys. And he's of vast generosity. He is Uttaraha, the supreme beyond, above and beyond everything. Gopatihi, the lord of cows. Go means cow. Gopatihi, lord of cows, or is also called as Govinda. Gopta is the protector. He protects all beings, not just human beings, all beings. Jnana Gamyaha, attainable only by knowledge. Puratanaha, the ancient. Sharira Bhuta Bhrit, the bearer of bodies and all beings. Bhokta, he is the inner enjoyer. So when you derive happiness, bliss, he is inside. So he is that inner enjoyer. Kapindraha, the lord of the monkeys. The reference is to Rama himself, the Hanuman lord. Bhuri Dakshinaha, of vast generosity in Dakshina at Yajna. So, a couple of things that I explained in the morning, I just recalled. When you say Yajna, it is not necessarily always a Homa Kundam associated with this. Yajna is any massive effort that you undertake for the betterment of the society and for yourself. Conducting a Sahasra Chandi, and if you are part of it, you are participating in that Yajna, Mahayajna. If we truly give shape to Vedic Sampradaya Vidyapitha, you know how massive that effort is. You contribute your little bit, not by money, but by various other things. You participate in a yajna because you sacrifice a lot of your personal time, family time, many other things, health, wealth, in delivering that as a legacy for the society, not for your own benefit. That is yajna. So whenever you talk of yajna, be aware of that. And when you perform yajna with ahuti, he gives you phalan in a very generous way. Correct? We make fun of Lord Shiva. You just have to please him with one bilwa leaf. He will give you everything, all the boons. And it's true. Because they are loving, they are caring, they are kind, they are generous. That is what it means. So, inner enjoyer and outer ally of devotees. From the inside, he is there present when you experience, when you realize him. From the outside, he is always there to protect you. Right? So, shloka number 53 is covered. We'll go to shloka number 54. सोमपोमृतपः सोमः पुरुजित् पुरुषोत्तमः. Somapo, and then there is the avagraha. So you extend the matra there. Amritapaha, followed by sa, is amritapas. Somaha, followed by purujit, is somah. So somapo mritapas somah purujit purusattamah vinayo jayas satyasandho dasharhas satvatam patihi vinayyo jayas satyasandho dasharhas satvatam patihi. So the literal meaning of this shloka is, he is the soma drinker. He is the immortal drinker. He is the very soma himself. He is the conqueror of critics. He is supreme among persons. He is the modest. He is the victory. He is the Lord of the Sattvatas. Sattvatam means Lord of the Sattvatas. So, Somapaha is drinker of Soma at Yajna. So, it also means when you put Ahuti, it reaches him. He is a drinker of the Ahuti. Amritapaha, drinker of the nectar of immortality. Amritam is immortal, nectar of immortality. Somaha, the very Soma. Soma is also the juice. But Soma is also referred to the moon from the Navagraha. Purujit, conqueror of cities, many. See, suddenly some vague attributes are mixed in the shloka. I don't know why, but it is there. Purusattamaha, supreme among persons, among human beings. Vinayaha, he is the modest discipliner. Jayaha, he is the victory itself. Satyasandhaha, the one who never breaks the promise. If he gives you a boon, that he'll come there to protect you and he'll be there. You can trust on that. Dasharhaha, Dasharhaha, of Dasharha lineage. Like Satvata, find out the meaning of what is this lineage. And Satvatam Patihi, Lord of Satvata clan, or the reference is to the Krishna clan. Yaduvamsha. So Yajna and clan lordship are the two attributes that are mixed here. Shloka number 55, and then we will wrap up. Jivo vinayita sakshi mukundo mitavikramah. Jivo vinayita sakshi mukundo mitavikramah. After mukundo, there is avagraha, so extend the matra. Ambho nidhiranantatma maho dhadishayontakah. After yo, there is avagraha. So the words are to be split like this. Ambho nidhihi and anantatma. Ananta atma. 4 words are there. So nidhihi, visarga will get substituted by ir. Ir plus a becomes ra. So it becomes nidhira. Since ra contains a, you don't say a again. So it becomes nanta. Nanta plus atma becomes nantatma. So we combine everything, it becomes ambho nidhira nantatma. Maho dadhishayo antakah. Maho dadhishayo antakah. But when you combine, you say it as maho dadhishayontakah. Yo and avagraha extend yontakah. Ambho nidhira nantatma maho dadhishayontakah. The meaning of this shloka is he is the living, he is the gentle, he is the witness, he is the Mukunda, the liberation giver. He is of immeasurable valor, Valor. He is the ocean, ocean or treasury. He is the infinite self. He is the sleeper on the great ocean. He is the ender. Ender means finishing off. So what do we mean by these meanings? We will explore. He is Jivaha, the very life principle. He is Vinayita, the gentle leader and the discipliner. So he is not given you a freedom of choice, freedom of expression, freedom of everything that we keep talking about and confuse ourselves. He wants you to lead a very disciplined life, purposeful life, objective driven life. So whenever you hear somebody or you say, what can I do? It's all left to God. No, this is my karma, this is my whatever. You just keep fooling yourself. Take your life seriously, whether you're 30, 20, 50, doesn't matter. Even if you're 90, doesn't matter. Until your last breath is allocated to you, you've got every equal right like any newborn. Just because you're in the last stages of life doesn't mean you have any less right than the newborn on the resources of this nature or universe. So take your stuff seriously and discipline yourself. Be honest and discipline yourself. Only then you'll get phalan. So he is a sakshi. That means when he is residing within you, he is a witness to everything. You can't hide or run away from him. So don't try to be God. Don't take his job. Don't try to fool yourself or God because he's already inside you. Every thought process that you're even including the electrical current that happens because of your thought process, he's very well aware of it. Sometimes we tend to believe, oh, I'm not in front of the prayer room or I'm not in front of the God in the temple, so he doesn't know what I'm doing. No, he knows everything. Overseer, everseer. So Mukundaha, giver of mukti or liberation. That is the meaning of Mukundaha. Amita Vikramaha, of immeasurable valor. Valor means strength and courage. Ambo Nidhihi, the cosmic ocean or the treasury. Anantatma, endless self. Maho Dadhishayah, the one who reposes on the great ocean, meaning Ananta Shayanam. He reposes on the great ocean. And the Antakaha, what does he bring to an end? He brings every cycle to a close, whether it's your life cycle, whether it's the life cycle of something else, of nature, seasons, right? Destruction or blossoming growth, everything has got a timeline. He ends those things. He's the finisher. Including your life, passing, etc., is controlled by him. He's the one who finishes it. So, three very odd combinations are combined: witness, deliverer of good karma, the benefits of good karma, and the dissolver. When you talk of evolution and dissolution, he is the dissolver. So, all these three attributes are clustered in this shloka. So, I'll stop here. This brings both the India class and you at par. I think I went into certain things in more depth in the evening class tonight than the morning class. So both of you can watch morning and evening videos. I'll give you a full picture of what I say, and it'll also give you proof that I don't write a script before I talk. It just comes extempore. Whatever comes to my mind, I just speak very bluntly, and not with the intent to offend anybody. I'm just here to enlighten people who are interested in enlightening. Whether to take the knowledge and use or apply or put it in a trash can is entirely yours. But I will present, when I present the document, the manuscript that I promised you, a 340-page manuscript which is already ready with me, that will be going as a book to publishing. I will give the PDF free of cost as long as you just use it for yourself. It will contain not only the meanings of the words and the shlokas that I have been explaining, it will also give you commentary of the three acharyas, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, and do you know who is the third person who has given a commentary on Vishnu Sahasranamam? I've already discussed that in a couple of few classes in the beginning. Parashara Bhattar. So all their commentary in a very concise form is there for each shloka. I don't think you'll get a book like that in the market. I could have just written elaborate chapters for each shloka. It doesn't make sense. It'll make a 5,000 page book which nobody's going to read. So a lot of thought has gone into how much detail, how long, how deep, and what is the objective. So finish the class properly, and I'm going to have practice sessions also after the classes are over. All of you can come, join, and practice. Learn, fix your mistakes as long as you're brave enough to do the corrections in front of others. I'm here to help and help you get perfection in chanting. When you finish that also, then you'll get this manuscript free. Those who are watching only on YouTube and not paying attention to the classes will have to earn it even the harder way. So I hope tonight's class was useful and the pace was right. Thank you for your cooperation and patience. Take care and have a good night.
That's correct. Thank you.
Thank you.